KASPA's looking like a good buy right now. Currently down 70% from the all-time high. It's on a huge discount. I never thought I'd see KASPA at these levels again anytime soon, to be honest. Just because of the fundamentals. Obviously you got Jonathan Sompolinsky, who helped build Ethereum, and it's working at solving the trilemma. It's fair launch, so you don't have all these unlocks, all these coins being thrown into the supply, diluting the price, right? And we've got bullish catalysts ahead of us for it, right? We've got Coinbase listing, Binance listing, Crypto.com listing, Robinhood listing, maybe an ETF one day, you know, Crescendo hard fork coming up, and smart contracts at the end of the year. So KASPA's a pretty good coin, right? So these are pretty good discounts for KASPA in my opinion. Okay, if you haven't done your research on KASPA, then maybe do some research on KASPA, because right now it's looking like a good time to buy, because it's come all the way back down to where we had this breakout down here. We touched this resistance multiple times before breaking through it, right? So this was obviously a point of resistance, right? A strong resistance that we broke through. Now we come back down to it, so maybe it's going to be a strong support right now, right? These are good buying opportunities in my opinion. Tao's on a huge discount as well, 75% discount. Pretty much all of these cryptos are on huge discounts right now, right? We're basically in like a mini bear market. Okay, now a lot of these coins look like they're printing double top patterns, right? Because we had a run up. Obviously with the whole crypto market, we've had 2 run ups so far, right? So the double tops basically reflect that. They reflect the 2 run ups in the total crypto market, right? But we didn't really get a full-blown altcoin season, so we didn't have any crazy prices yet. Not yet. But just because there's a double top pattern printing, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to play out, especially if the fundamentals are good, right? Maybe if it's just a meme coin, then it's more likely to play out. But if the fundamentals are good, if it's a fundamentally sound project, then it doesn't necessarily have to play out, right? So the reason BitTensor is a fundamentally sound project is because it's the biggest AI project, and they basically got all these little subnets being built on the BitTensor chain, and these are basically like little businesses inside BitTensor that are building like AI projects, okay, such as like an AI trading bot, for example, or something like that. So this is what these are built around. So yeah, this has like a real use case. Yeah, it's a fundamentally sound project, so this is looking like a pretty good buy right now as well in my opinion. Grayscale has it in its holdings, which is good because this is basically step 1 towards getting other ETFs, which, you know, basically it means that maybe there's going to be more ETFs coming for BitTensor in the future, right? Once the ETFs become more widely available for altcoins, it makes it more likely that BitTensor is going to be one of those that gets all the ETFs for it. Say's on a huge discount right now. This one looks massively undervalued. 730 million market cap right now. It's come all the way back down to the levels it was all the way back here pretty much. Yeah, this is looking massively undervalued right now. This is the big layer one. It's kind of similar to SWI. You know, it's pretty much a competitor to SWI, I guess. They've got this upgrade coming soon, which brings the transactions per second to 250k. Right now it's at 12.5k. So once they get this upgrade, the speed of this is going to be similar to SWI. So yeah, this is a pretty good one for the price. Maybe SWI's better. At least SWI's better right now, at least. Maybe this one can overtake SWI, you know. But right now, this one's a lot cheaper. SWI's like over 6 billion in market cap, and this is almost 10x cheaper than SWI. So higher risk, higher reward. There are quite a lot of unlocks happening for it right now. We've got daily unlocks and monthly unlocks. Okay, but after August the 15th, after that is only the monthly unlock. So the unlocks slow down after that, so there's going to be less coins being released into circulation, thus the market cap won't be diluted and the price won't be affected by that. AERODROME, again another one of these double top patterns. A lot of these charts are looking like that, but yeah, I think we're going to get a big run up on Bitcoin again later on, right? And then we're going to get the altcoin season, so I think this is going to be invalidated, but it is a risk, you know. If Bitcoin keeps going down, then maybe some of these double top patterns can play out, but I think that Bitcoin is going to sort itself out and it's going to start moving upwards soon. So, but yeah, it is a risk. That's why it might not be such a good idea to just go all in right now. But yeah, this is on an 86% discount. This double top pattern did break, and you can see obviously it broke the neckline here, and then it had a sell-off right here, right? You can see it was kind of going sideways a little bit, and then it quickly sold off. So obviously a lot of this to do with just the market in general right now, with the stock market dumping. But obviously a lot of people are obviously shorting this as well, because they see this pattern play out and then they short it, right, pushing the price down rapidly. So it can bounce back up from here, okay? Just because it's like some quick shorts, just like some quick shorts came in, and then it can start to recover once you get some buyers coming, okay? But then there is a risk that obviously it can bounce off of this resistance now, and then it can come down lower, right, if the rest of the market comes down lower. Again, this is a risk, okay? But this is another fundamentally sound project. It's the biggest DEX on Base, it's the biggest coin on Base, and Base is the biggest layer 2 on Ethereum. So, and Base is obviously made by Coinbase as well, so that's obviously pretty bullish, right? Swee's on a pretty big discount right now, but not as much of a discount as the others, right? It's at 62%. Now it is kind of printing head and shoulders, so maybe this can break down a bit lower. I'm going to be watching this because I'll scoop some of this up. This is a direct competitor to Solana at this point, right? So if it gets up to Solana's level, and maybe even it overtakes Solana, because I'm pretty sure it's faster than Solana. Well, it is faster than Solana. So yeah, you know, maybe this is the neckline here. It did break beneath that, okay? So again, this is just traders shorting it now, people shorting it, bringing the price down a little bit. But still, maybe it can drop down a bit more and come down to these levels down here. And yeah, I'll definitely be looking to buy down there. I do want to kind of get a bit of sweet. It's just a little bit higher market cap for me right now at 6 billion. But if it comes down a bit more, I'll definitely be thinking about buying up some sweet. Right now I just have some cetus protocol, as this is the biggest DEX on Sui, okay, and it's only a 60 million market cap. So if Sui has a big run, right, if Sui explodes, then the biggest DEX on Sui, which is this cetus protocol, is probably going to explode. And obviously a 60 million market cap, if it just goes to 600 million, that's a 10x already right there. And obviously it could go higher than that. So there's a lot more potential gains in this one, so I hold this one instead of Sui itself, right? Even though Sui itself is safer, but higher risk, higher reward. Ondo is another coin I've just got. So this is on a 65% discount. The chart looks pretty bullish. It's just printing higher highs and higher lows so far. So right now this is at a 2.4 billion market cap, okay? Now another real world assets coin is Mantra, and this is currently sitting at 6 billion. This narrative is obviously pretty bullish right now. Obviously with everything becoming more institutional, you're getting the ETFs and you're getting the Bitcoin reserve and stuff like this. Everything's becoming more regulated and everything's becoming more involved with institutions, right? Ondo's doing some pretty cool stuff. They're working on bringing the stock market on chain, and they're working on stuff like with stable coins as well, which is huge because there's been a bill passed for stable coins to be more regulated, right? So stable coins could be used for more real life things, right? Maybe we could start using stable coins for you know, maybe banks will start using stable coins or stuff like that, right? So, and Ondo is probably going to be the project that helps link the two together, right? Yeah, they're working with BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs as well. The team actually worked for Goldman Sachs before, so if we look at the founder, it says right here that he worked for Goldman Sachs, and yeah, they partnered up with MasterCard. So yeah, Ondo has a lot of potential for growth. I'm going to leave it there. Please drop me a like, as it helps me out a lot, helps the algorithm push my videos, and also consider subscribing if you want to keep up with my future videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.